Hello again, folks, and welcome back to Let's Play the Pillars of Eternity. I'm your Game Master Darius. Last we left off, we had defended our right to this place by murdering Gathman. Well, not murder. It was a field battle. I was defending. Point is, Eden was officially mine.
This place, as beautiful as it can be with the absence of children.
And, yeah. Corpses don't get much say in whether or not I do and do not own this place. Anyways, I'm gonna quickly see if there's any more fun things to be hunted down at this moment. It might just be one of those things where I gotta wait for it to restock. That only happens after a certain point in the main story or something, but I want to see. Just in cases.
Gods keep you.
Well, nope. Okay. Which means we're going, since we're already out here, I guess the best place to go now would be to Dyrwood Village. To see about...
Amazing. You could fit a whole village in here.
Someone in Dyrwood Village knows about the ruins. But the people in Dyrwood just a little bit crazed. Right. They were following a culty dude. And then it turns out that that culty dude was also... Oh, how am I thinking of describing this? Seriously. They were part of some sort of a cult to some sort of an old deity or something like that. Hirelings paid. Oh, yeah, find someone who knows about the ruins. And then it just turned out there was an animancer there that was taking advantage of that. Hi.
Out with you! I already told you what... I'm sorry. I thought you were one of those ruffians.
Looks like someone's beating us here.
How may I help you?
What happened?
I never saw their faces. Strange hooded men asking about those ruins. Cliaban, Rilag. Most of the brigands who come through here asking about the ruins are looking for a few ancient trinkets. But these people knew the name, and they were in a hurry. They wanted to know where Cliaban Rilag was. I tried to keep it from them, but I couldn't hold out forever. I don't know what they were up to, but it can't be good.
Is there something else I can help you with? Can you tell me more about the ruins?
The Glanfathan tribe that guards the ruins will kill anyone who trespasses there. And they'll retaliate against us, too, if history is any indication. We've had too many fortune seekers stir up trouble of late. If I'm to tell you, I'll need to know your reason for wanting to go.
Aravius folds his arms and stares at you with one eye and a scowl. So this is where I say, go into the ruins and I'll kill you. And that's when you say, Aravius, I'm a watcher and you're no match for all of us and I've got a good reason for this. And then I give up trying to argue with you and leave you to dig your own trespasser's grave. I'm only being half metaphorical. We sometimes make Direwooden's dig your own grave before we kill you. Then when the kids hear about it, it's a fabulous deterrent. A dangerous plot is unfolding. I've got to stop it.
If that's the case, then we may already have trouble headed our way. I'll have to take you at your word. You'll find Cliaban Rilag here. Whatever trouble you find there, please end it quietly and try to stay out of the ruins.
Tell me more about Dyrford. Folks here tend to keep to themselves, as they do in most towns this deep in the Dyrwood. They're suspicious of travelers, but with all the brigands and refugees moving through the area, who can blame them? Wow, thank you SCP Toolkit for updating at this exact moment in time. People in town say the Hollowborn problem has been especially bad here. It has. Cities and villages all over the Dyrwood haven't seen Hollowborn. The Dyrford hasn't seen the birth of an unaffected child in years. Most of our people have moved on to other villages in search of hope, and those who have stayed behind aren't the same. Children promise a future, you know. People change when you take that away from them. This is the Temple of Barath. What can you tell me about Barath? Barath is the most universal of all the gods. It oversees portals and cycles of all kinds, even life and death itself. Under Barath, an ending is merely a passage to another beginning. Barath has many reputations across time and across cultures. Around the Dyrwood, you'll commonly see it depicted as the Pallid Knight or the Usher. The Glenfathans, however, know it as Bunin. Bunin it Anku and Anku e Bunin. I've never heard of Bunin e Anku and Bunin. Means life and death and life, respectively. You see them as two skeletal figures, one male, one female. Explorers have found them carved opposite one another in doorways, but I know of no particular legends that speak of them. Tell me of the Pallid Knight. She's one of the youngest manifestations of Barath, but a familiar one nonetheless. Stories describe her as a gaunt knight in black armor with black eyes, black hair, milk-pale skin. She demands an impossible toll from travelers who have tarried too long on her lord's roads. Some challenge her only to slay themselves in the process. And who is this Usher? Kith have written stories, songs, and poems about the Usher for centuries. Sometimes he's folk, sometimes dwarf, and sometimes merely a walking skeleton. He never speaks, but he guides the way to death and the next life. He also creates the circumstances for the wayward to stumble into their own graves. Well, we now know more about Barath. The whole cycle of life and death. That was relatively easy. So now that we know where Cliaban Rilag is, be easy to get to. Now the question is, do we go into the ruins themselves? Because I got a feeling that Heravius is going to have a problem with us actually going into the ruins. Alright, hirelings payday. Well, been a while, but we finally get to explore some new areas.
This is the place. My big brother's last battle. I wish I could tell you what we're looking for. Anything from that battle, I guess. Whatever 15 years of rain hasn't buried. You see my brother's ghost, you give me a holler, alright?
Will do.
Not much here.
I mean, 15 years, man.
Too recent.
Ooh. Orleans Bramble Ring. Defends against hobbled, stuck, and paralyzed. Rings, yeah, okay. Man stands before you, his face smeared with green and ochre dyes. Hides and furs cover his body, and he holds a spear in one hand.
What brings you here?
Back to your village, Estimor. You are lucky the 3-tusked Seligar hunt only other quarry today. 3-tusked Stelgar? If not the toughest of the Glenfathan tribes, Heravius mutters from behind you, his voice kept low for just you to hear. The 3-tusk are certainly the more belligerent and uncivilized, They tame Stelgars and ride them into battle, which tells you everything you need to know about their subtlety and self-preservation instincts. Have the farmers grown too fearful to even mention our name? We are the fiercest of the 6 tribes of Erglanfath, and we are the guardians of the monument here. I'm looking for a group of people who may have already entered the ruin. So are we. He runs a thumb along the smooth wood of the spear. That is why we wait here, Estamor. Why we have decided to let you leave in peace. What will you do? We will wait. They are inside, they must come out. And when they do, he runs a fingertip along the point of his spear and shows you the drop of blood. These individuals are my enemies too. If you let me in, I could bring them out for you. And allow even more Morrowind to trample sacred ground? Certainly not. Well, you already messed up once. What's the harm in doing it again on our account? Seeing as we're probably much nicer people. What do you know about Cliaban Rilag? It is a sacred place of the builders, and neither your feet nor ours shall sully its stones. The grasses, however, I'll gladly water with your blood. I've never heard of the builders. He makes an exasperated clicking noise with his tongue. They are known by other names in the heathen tongues of farm folk. They are the ancients who built this place and many more like it. We of the 6th tribe guard their legacy. Well, let's see if we can't find a certain ghost first.
I think I see... No. Never mind.
Yeah, let's deal with one companion's quest before we possibly botch.
Space pick can't guard that place forever.
Just making sure.
Quiet.
Looters. Loot leader.
These ruins are claimed, friend. On your way.
No need to get riled, boys. We're just passing by.
Look at his talisman, Pag. Eothasian.
How about that? A godless sack of shit. We got a blazing corpse worshiper on our hands.
Actually, they never found the body.
Only reason for the legacy is because the Duke doesn't got the guts to see you all slaughtered. The gods want you dead. Me and Pag, though, we've done our part during the purges, didn't we, Pag?
Seamstresses?
Make your cracks now. Got no god or homeland to avenge you. By Magrin, this'll be short work.
You always swear by your god when you do a devil's work.
Doesn't matter who it was for anyway. Country's better for the purges. Maybe we start a new purge right here.
Sorry. I always have to laugh when, like, 2 dudes just sitting in a camp and whatnot are like, yeah, we're badass and we're gonna kill you. And there's fucking 6 of us. 7 if you count the big old fox. Yeah, I thought so. It's always funny when they get gibbed like that.
That was short work.
Right? Well, these are all fun to keep for a little bit. Well, hello. If it's some metal object protrudes from the mound of watery river silt. Both hands, you and Nadir, begin digging in the mud until the object is dislodged. Close your hands around it and pull it from the wet earth. The object is a steel semicircular frame about the size of your fist. At even points around the semicircle, jagged points jet out like tongues of flame, the rays of a rising sun. At the sun's center is a carved silhouette of a Vorlus plant.
I've seen these before. They top the standards of Raid Saris. Or did when Weidman was alive. Well, it's something. Just not sure what it gets me.
Oh, hey. Show the grieving mother. Do you think you can help us? Look, I appreciate you taking the initiative, but I don't think there's much chance that this nice stranger lady happens to be a cipher. Fairy Mother looks at you. I will do what I can, but I will need the skill of a watcher to aid in my own, to identify the soul once I have found its traces. Turns to Adir, her hand outstretched. Adir hands her the steel sun. The motion is mechanical and unconscious. The grieving mother takes the sun in one hand and yours in the other, and you can feel her presence in your mind, her thoughts bidding you to relax. Focus, she says, and the word reverberates as though in an endless chasm. Close your eyes and concentrate. The sun is bright in your mind's eye, warm with the pulse of collective experience and noisy with the thoughts of the past, of battle, of faith, of home. You drift from voice to voice, thought to thought. Adir's soul is a vibrant signature in which to locate his brother. One voice stands out amidst the din, brassy and earnest, a shade brighter than Adir's, but unmistakably of the same construction. You have no idea of its owner, but his journey is imprinted within the points and curves of the steel sun, and in your mind it opens before you as a path stretching both southward of Gilded Vale and northward over the uneven terrain that joins the Dyrwood to Redceres. You trace the path back to its origin, far back as you can, gliding over plains and hillsides to a one-room home in the Gilded Vale with a thatched roof and a dirt floor. The path is faint here, its distant in time, rendering images blurry and details scarce. From Gilded Vale it follows a road towards Meteor Bridge, reaching the gates of Defiance Bay before diverting abruptly, cutting northward in a beeline for Redceres. The path leads to a Redceran city, regal and austere in the Adir imperial style. It winds through streets and climbs a grand set of stairs into a stately building, passing through pointed archways into what appears to be a throne room. Upon the throne sits a man whose head is pure, blinding light, and as its gaze turns to you, light drowns out all else. His voice carries the force of thunder, but its words are impossible to make out in the imprint echoes of echoes. The voice and light fade, and the path bends backwards, carrying you along to a barracks, then back southward, marching into Dyrwood and skirmishing along the way. Upon one battlefield, the imprint is vivid, and you see a Redceran standard topped with a steel sun, clutched in the hands of a fallen soldier. You see a young man in Redceran armor with Adir's straw-colored hair race toward the standard and lift it. The path you've been following clear to see beneath his feet. As his hands brush the steel tip, you can hear his thoughts racing in a blur. They are of his god and his country and a brother he hopes is far away from this place. I just want to point out this entire last line is one sentence. Learn to use periods, people. In an instant, the thoughts are gone as well as the man, and the standard is passed to another soldier. You pick the path up again as it meanders through and disintegrates in the shadow of Cliaban Rilag. Open your eyes.
Anything? Looked like you were working real hard there.
Brother has gone as far as Defiance Bay before turning to Redceres instead. He met Wadewind there. Then he enlisted.
What'd he talk about with Widewind?
Well, Wadewind's head was a beam of light.
I figured that. Woden and me had heard enough stories from his uprising to know it wasn't just some tall tale. Doesn't mean he was Aethys. It could have been some wizard's trick. It's what they talked about that's important. What'd they say?
I don't know.
That's not funny. Come on. That metal sun, my brother touched it. You saw where he went. Now what'd he talk about with Widewind? Why'd my brother fight for Redceres?
I wish I had something better to tell you.
I guess that's it.
We'll find some other way to know why he did what he did.
I don't think we will. What would we do? Look for more war relics? We were lucky to find this one. Soldiers that fought with him are long dead. The battle was a massacre. Whatever Aethys knows, he's not talking to anyone.
We don't have to wait around anymore. I got what I needed. Only there were words to fill such emptiness, but yet to remove his doubts, his questions. I regret that my answers have only deepened his pain. Man, it's such a great thing that we have Cypher with us.
Hey there.
Oh, hold up. Mild bit more exploration to be had, I'm sure. Or not. I'm wondering whether or not it's a good idea to try to enter this place, because I know Haravius is going to be a bit of a stooge about it, maybe. A broken bridge lies before you. Most of it appears to have crumbled into the river centuries ago, leaving two jagged ledges on either side of the water. You see a yawning passage into the mountain on the other side. You might be able to jump across the gap. Liliana misjudges the gap and barely makes it across, spraining a wrist in the process. She's fine. Oh no, she actually sprained her wrist. That's fine. It's fine. She's fine. We're fine. Alright. Aravius. Kinda need to do this. Don't you go hating on me because, you know, I ignored some direct order shit. Searching around the place. Gotta deal with the bastard. Oh, a swamp lurker. Oh, two swamp lurkers. Oh, a swamp slime. Man, it's been a while since we've faced off against anything that's kind of more wild, hasn't it? Guess what? I know that we face off against... Oops. I know that we face off against... God, that thing's loud. Another lurker? How will lurker just run away? Is running.
Let's see what we've found.
Ah, corrupted druid. Man, I do love myself some really hard to move through areas. Lightning bolt. God, that's a good spell.
My mind feels sharp as steel.
At all? At all? He asks, as though he didn't have to summon down some lightning to deal with them. Hi there, troll. God damn. Now there's one thing cool about the giving effect too, is that it really does make it so as it's hard to fill the battlefield completely with nothing but corpses. Keeps everything clean. Are you also a company? Yep, you are. Personally, rude. Oink. Man, so many druids. Wow. Interrupted and then immediately slain. I'm gonna guess that this is the way out. Ah, sporling. Ah, corpse. Ah, yep. Oh, and a trap.
That looks like it hurt. Hey there.
God damn, this place is riddled with traps. If you will, Lily. Loot. I mean, if these were them, they certainly didn't seem to get far. I'll say that at the least. Because, like, I'm assuming that this... Oh, no. This must have been the entrance. It also says level 1. Another trap detected.
It's done.
That to the out? Is that to the out? Yes, that's how we word here. Suppose I could go back over here, try to clear out that place. Never could Picos accord with their chiefs. Can the people find order when sunset brings darkness, but never a map in the stars of the night? Rather profound sounding. Because there was lines, yeah, oozes. Oozes. I mean, that sucked, but it wasn't that bad.
What's this?
A trap. Place is rife with traps, that's for certain. Yeah, things are getting funky looking. I'm gonna go ahead and save and call an episode. When we return, maybe we can just deal with the looters and then the people here will be relatively alright with us, you know. Just leaving. I doubt it, but maybe. Thank you everyone so very much for watching. I hope you're all enjoying this series as much as I'm enjoying playing it, and as always I hope to see you all in the next video. Take care. Cheers.